Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Wild West Gun Show. I said last week today that I was going to be shooting the Kel-Tec Sub 2000, but my Kel-Tec, unfortunately, it messed up. It's not firing, the firing pin's not hitting the primer on the bullet, so it's not firing any rounds, but instead, I'm going to do kind of a special video. This gun, I've wanted one of these guns ever since I was little. I've always loved this gun, loved the way it looks, the cartridge it fires, everything about it. I love it. This right here is a C96 Broomhandle Mauser. These were made, well, let's talk about this bullet first, because it's got a very unique bullet. This is 763 by 25. It is a bottleneck cartridge shot out of a pistol, which is very, very uncommon. It's a rimless bottleneck, so it doesn't have the big rim like you would see on a 7.62 by 51. That's a Mauser Nagant round. The base diameter for these is 9.86 millimeters. This was actually designed in 1896. So it's a very old round. The origin of this gun and the ammo come from the German Empire. The most time the bullet itself, which is different from the casing or the shell, the bullet itself weighs 85, 86 grains, somewhere in there. These are 85 grain. The ones that were used, what I'd say 1900 era, were more than likely 86 grain bullets. It has a velocity of 1,450 feet per second, and it lets off, after you pull the trigger, it has an energy of 508 joules. Alright, let's talk about this gun right quick. So I want to start off by saying I've always loved German firearms. I love the Luger, I love the Walther. I'm big on German handguns. This right here is a dream come true for me. I've always loved this. Just, it looks weird. It's just a weird gun. I mean, it's cool. Weird round, weird gun, weird person. It just kind of fits together. This actually, when they were made, you can see right here on the end, that slot right there is made for a stock. And that stock was also the holster, so the end of it would flip open and you could set the gun down in there. Then you could pull it out and attach the stock to it. It is a semi-automatic firearm. It's this is just surreal for me. It's made mostly like first thing that comes to my mind is an SKS. When you want to release the bolt, you have to push down on the clip, or well, the magazine. Don't cancel me for that. And then let off. And the safety is right here. You want to push it up, and it puts a little bar between the hammer and the firing pin. This one was made by Mauser in Germany, as you know, Paul Mauser. They also made unlicensed copies, which this one I've looked up the serial number. This was made in Germany. It also has German writing on it. It's really cool. But they had unlicensed copies that were made in Spain and China. So I guess fuel the fire. It was designed by the Farrell brothers and Paul Mauser. It was designed in 1895, and they produced them from 1896 to 1937. I looked up the serial number on this gun, and I believe this one was made, I want to say 1932. So this gun is almost 100 years old, and it still shoots, and it's still pretty accurate. The quantity produced was about 1,100,000 or more. It weighs about 2 pounds and 8 ounces. And I'm going to talk about these sights right quick. Where this was made overseas, this you would think, oh, well, it's made to shoot up to 1,000 yards, blah, blah, blah. No. where this was made overseas, the top of this, the numbers on the back sight where it's adjustable, that is in meters. So if I set this at 50, that's 50 meters. That's the back sight. You can move it up, you can move it down, and it adjusts back here, so then you can line it up with the front sight. This gun is accurate, I would say, in brand new condition. This one, more than likely not. Is accurate up to 160 to 220 yards. That is, if it was a newer firearm. This firearm, I'm just happy it works. It has a 10-round internal magazine. They made some that didn't have the internal magazine, that are a removable magazine. This one, I can go ahead and break this apart for you guys and show you. Has an internal magazine, and there's a little button right here. Press down on the button and it releases the magazine. The magazine comes out, and that right there is all the magazine is. It's just that right there. It's for this gun to be almost 100 years old, it is in really good condition. It shoots. I was gonna wait and shoot it for you guys, but let me tell you, when I say this is a dream come true, this is a dream come true for me. As soon as I got the ammo, I was like, okay, I have to shoot this thing. I have to shoot this thing. And I've fallen madly in love with this gun. A little bit of a hassle to get back together. But when you do get it back together, you just shoot it all you want to. I found this at a gun show, actually. And I was willing to give every penny I could for it, because like I said, I've always wanted one of these. Just to hold this is a dream come true, and to say that I own one that actually fires and that I have ammo for it, it really makes me happy. I love this gun because it's got the original grips on it. All the parts are the same, serial numbers match. Whoo-wee. Yeah, it's a very good gun in my opinion. If you find one, I would definitely recommend getting it, because these guns, oh, good Lord. It wouldn't surprise me if in the next 15-20 years these guns weren't worth $10,000 or more. You used to see them more often, but where it's an older gun, people buy them, they shoot them, something goes wrong with them, they tear up, break, they don't know how to fix it, they don't want to fix it. They sell it off to somebody, and it could be laying in parts in somebody's shop, and it breaks my heart, because I truly love German handguns, and this right here is a dream come true. I want to talk another minute about this bullet. That right there, it's a bottleneck cartridge. So the way that you would load this is you would drop the safety down, and no, I'm not pointing it at me, it's pointing over there. You want to cock back the hammer, and this slides. There's a lock in there, so you want to slide it back, and then you can open the bolt. This, with the internal magazine, you drop it down in there, and with this you have to hold the bolt back, because once you drop that bolt, it's loaded, it's ready to go. So I'm going to turn the safety on and drop the hammer down. So there's one round in here, it is live and it is ready to fire. I'm going to get everything moved out of the way, and I'll show you guys how to load it the rest of the way, and we'll shoot it. So with the German Mauser, you want to lower down the safety. The safety is on this side. It was made for a right-handed person, so that way you could just flip the safety up with your thumb, bring it down, pull the hammer back, undo the lock, bring back the bolt. After you bring back the bolt, I like to grab it with my thumb, take your bullet, get a little up close for you guys, that little bottleneck cartridge. You want to drop it down into there, and then you press it. Well, it just chambered. Give me just a second, guys. See, it has a lock in here, so after you let down on that pressure plate, it's going to drop forward. So you kind of have to hold it back with one hand, drop a bullet down in there, and press it down into place. And then you just do the same thing for the next round and the next round. It is a 10-round internal magazine, but this ammo is kind of hard to come by, so I'm only going to shoot it very few times for you guys. I'm sorry. I would shoot it a lot more, but the ammo for this, it's not cheap. So after you get it loaded, bring the bolt back, drop it forward. It's loaded and ready to fire. Now I'm gonna let you guys know, this gun does have a good kick to it. So maybe you can see the fireball come out of it. Oh man, shooting this thing is a lot of fun. I highly recommend getting one. This or a Luger. I like Lugers too. I like Walthers. They're like all three related somewhat. Drop a few more in here for you guys. One thing I've noticed about this gun is where I don't know if it's where it's older or been shot a lot or the barrel's getting thin, because somebody who owned it before me really enjoyed it. There's not a whole lot of rifling in the barrel. It's not the most accurate gun, but it works. But the barrel gets warm really quickly, I've realized. Kind of hard to load. I couldn't imagine being a German soldier trying to load this thing. Got a bunch of cool ass Marines running at you, you know. So we got 3 more rounds I'm gonna put through it, and then in the video, guys. Come on this side so you can see me hit this target. See, not a very accurate gun. Missed all 3 of those. Hit with it the other day. Like I said, if you see a C96 Mauser, buy it. Don't matter what the price is, because I guarantee you in 20 years, you will double your money on this firearm right here. Mine, I gave a fairly decent price for this one. This one was $600. This one was made before Nazi Germany became a thing and all the Holocaust hit, so there are no swastikas on this gun. They did make a bunch of them with swastikas. I'm not a very big fan of that. But this gun right here, this is a dream come true. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Next week I'm going to be shooting my SKS. It's a paratrooper SKS. It's not the full length version. The paratrooper SKS is the ones, the guys that jump out of the helicopter down into fight. This is what they would carry. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next week.